either. This is as far as you go.
A young Comanche woman, Naru, yearns to prove herself a formidable hunter in her tribe, defying traditional roles. When a mysterious, technologically advanced alien hunter arrives on the Great Plains in 1719, Naru finds herself pitted against a creature far more dangerous than any she's encountered. Armed with her keen intellect, tracking skills, and a deep understanding of the land, she must protect her people from this invisible, brutal threat.
There you are.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait ici? Sans calculer, je crois qu'elle a vu.
Oh, they tried. That's what you went out after? Forget me.
Qu'est-ce qui arrive?
Qu'est-ce qui arrive? I need to get me a horse. Can you get your side loose? Naru.
No. Before the trappers captured me.
The tree. You.
This thing can be killed.
What are you doing?
Do you remember the flood? It knew it was going to die.
On va frapper les autres! Wait.
Losing his leg.
To go.
I'll get Seti.
But wine die. Sure.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the absolutely fantastic, nail-biting, and surprisingly poignant action horror flick, Prey, from 2022. This movie managed to revitalize a classic franchise by stripping it down to its primal core, proving that sometimes less is more, especially when less still involves a terrifying alien with incredibly sharp things. I put a lot of work into these, so if you like what you see, a like and a subscribe is always appreciated. No worries if not. Our story begins in the sprawling, untamed wilderness of the northern Great Plains in 1719, a world teeming with life and constant struggle, where the Comanche Nation thrives, deeply connected to the land. We're introduced to Naru, a young woman whose spirit burns with an ambition that sometimes clashes with the established roles of her community. She's an expert healer, skilled with herbs and remedies, but her true desire, her deepest calling, is to be a hunter, a protector of her people, to earn her kutamia, her first kill, a true test of strength and skill. It's a bit like being a prodigy coder, but desperately wanting to be a professional wrestler. You've got skills, but maybe not those skills. She diligently practices with her axe, a simple yet effective weapon, throwing it with a focused intensity, though sometimes it just doesn't quite hit the mark. Her loyal dog Sari, a wonderfully expressive and brave canine companion, is always by her side, a silent witness to Naru's unwavering dedication, and frankly, sometimes the more successful tracker of the two. The sun rises, casting long golden shadows across the plains as Naru ventures out with her older brother, Tabe, a respected and accomplished warrior, and other hunters. They are seeking deer, a vital source of sustenance and a significant challenge. Naru's sharp eyes, honed by years of observation, spot tracks and signs that others might miss, demonstrating an intuitive understanding of the wild. However, her eagerness sometimes gets the better of her. She spies a plump rabbit and, seizing the moment, launches her axe. The throw is powerful, but alas, the rabbit, with a burst of speed, narrowly escapes, leaving Naru with a frustrated sigh and a retrieved weapon. Tabe, ever the pragmatic older brother, offers advice, a mixture of encouragement and gentle exploration. He recognizes her talent, but also subtly steers her towards what he perceives as her rightful place within the tribe. It's that classic sibling dynamic. He knows she's capable, but also knows how to push her buttons. Later, while gathering medicinal herbs with her mother and other women, Naru experiences a profound moment. She looks up at the sky and witnesses a strange fiery streak across the heavens, a celestial serpent as some interpret it, or a sign, or perhaps just a really fast meteorite. Little does she know, this fiery descent isn't a cosmic omen, but the arrival of something far more tangible and terrifying, a predator. This isn't just any predator, this is the feral predator, a lean, mean hunting machine from a galaxy far away, rocking some seriously advanced tech for the early 18th century. It's like bringing a drone strike to a bow and arrow contest. The land itself seems to react to this alien presence. Strange tracks appear, unlike any Naru has ever seen, leaving a disturbing impression in the soft earth. The atmosphere thickens with an unsettling quiet, a stillness that isn't peaceful but ominous. Naru, ever observant, finds a snake, its skin sloughed off, not by natural shedding, but torn apart with brutal force. This is no ordinary predator at work. The natural prey animals, like the deer they were hunting, are behaving erratically, scattering in fear, their instincts screaming of a danger they can't comprehend. The ecosystem is out of whack, a clear sign that something is terribly, wonderfully wrong. Naru's insistence on investigating these anomalies is met with skepticism by the older warriors, who attribute the strange occurrences to a large bear, or perhaps just Naru's overactive imagination. It's a classic trope, isn't it? The young, perceptive woman seeing the truth while the established authorities dismiss it. But Naru isn't easily deterred. She continues to track, to observe, piecing together the subtle clues left behind by this unknown entity. Her belief that a new kind of hunter has arrived grows stronger with each discovery. One particularly intense sequence highlights the escalating threat. Naru and Sari are out in the woods, the air crisp and carrying the scent of pine and damp earth. Sari, with her superior sense of smell and hearing, suddenly tenses, her hackles rising, a low growl rumbling in her chest. Naru follows her gaze but sees nothing. Yet the distinct crack of a twig, the rustle of leaves that doesn't quite sound natural, fills the air. It's a dance of shadows and sound as something moves through the dense undergrowth just at the edge of perception. The wind shifts, carrying a faint, unsettling metallic tang, almost imperceptible but undeniably alien. Naru feels a primal dread, a chilling sensation crawling up her spine. She knows she's being watched, hunted, but by what? The unseen presence is a masterful hunter, utilizing its cloaking device to become virtually invisible, a shimmer in the air, a distortion of light that bends around its form. It's a terrifying advantage, turning the hunter into a ghost. Later, the predator reveals more of its capabilities, almost playfully toying with its prey. We see it dispatch a pack of wolves, powerful animals reduced to mere nuisances against its advanced weaponry. The rapid fire of its wrist blades, the quick, precise movements, the absolute lack of hesitation, it's a terrifying display of efficiency. The sound of its heavy thudding footsteps, though often muffled, carries an immense weight, a promise of inevitable force. The predator, you see, isn't just killing, it's hunting, carefully selecting its targets based on their perceived threat and their ability to put up a fight. It's looking for worthy prey, which, let's be honest, usually means anything that can reasonably fight back and isn't just trying to run away. A creature of pure instinct and advanced technology, a truly deadly combination. The situation becomes dire when Tabe and his hunting party track a huge bear, a truly monstrous grizzly, its roars echoing through the forest, shaking the very ground. This is a formidable beast, a true apex predator of the region. Tabe, demonstrating his courage and skill, faces it head-on, engaging in a brutal struggle. The bear's immense claws tearing at the air, its powerful jaws snapping, are a terrifying sight. But then, in a blink, the predator enters the fray, its cloaking device momentarily flickering as it moves, a hint of its outline distorting the light. It sees the bear not as a rival, but as a challenge, an opportunity to test its own prowess. The bear's enraged roars quickly turn to pained bellows as the predator engages, its wrist blades slicing through the thick hide, its movements too fast, too precise for the animal to counter. The sheer force of the predator's blows, the visceral tearing sound, paints a grim picture of its lethality. It's a truly stunning, albeit gruesome scene, where the familiar terror of a grizzly is overshadowed by an even more alien and terrifying force. The predator dispatches the bear with ruthless efficiency, almost as if it's merely a warm-up act. It's a flex, pure and simple, like showing up to a foot race in a jetpack. The Comanche hunters are horrified by the sight of the slain bear, not just by its death, but by the manner of it. The wounds are unlike anything they've seen, too clean, too precise, too alien. The body is left in a state that speaks of a powerful, inhuman force. Naru, having witnessed parts of the attack, knows exactly what happened, and her warnings about the new hunter suddenly gain a terrifying weight. This isn't just a bigger bear, this is something else entirely. Tabe, now convinced by Naru's persistent observations, decides to hunt this creature down, believing it to be a challenge to his own status as a hunter and a direct threat to his people. He rallies the other warriors, their faces grim, their resolve hardened. The hunt is on, but they're not hunting a beast, they're hunting something from the stars. The predator, however, is a step ahead. It observes them with its advanced thermal vision, their body heat glowing brightly against the cold forest backdrop. It's a game of chess, and the predator has all the cheat codes. It systematically ambushes Tabe's hunting party, picking them off one by one, using its plasma caster with devastating effect. The energy bolts, a bright, searing blue, rip through the air with a distinct, almost electric crackle, leaving charred and smoking wounds. The impact is immediate and final. The sound of the plasma caster firing, followed by the sickening thud of a body hitting the ground, creates a truly harrowing sequence. The Comanche warriors, brave as they are outmatched. Their traditional weapons, though effective against earthly foes, are like toys against the predator's arsenal. Tabe fights valiantly, but even his skill is not enough. The predator sees their fear, their determination, and their skill, processing it all. It's not just a killing machine, it's a data collector, always learning, always adapting to its prey. This truly elevates the world building, showing the predator as an intelligent, evolving hunter, not just a brute. Naru, barely escaping the ambush herself, witnesses the devastation firsthand. Her terror is palpable, but so is her burning desire for revenge and protection. It's during this chaos that she also encounters the French trappers, a brutal and uncivilized group of fur traders who are themselves a blight upon the land. These guys are a stark contrast to the Comanche's respectful relationship with nature. They represent a different kind of predator, one driven by greed and cruelty. They're basically the human equivalent of throwing a wrench into a perfectly oiled machine and then blaming the machine. The trappers capture Naru, seeing her as nothing more than a potential slave or a means to an end. They tie her up, their crude ropes biting into her wrists, forcing her onto a journey that leads to their camp, a chaotic, messy, and frankly smelly collection of tents and furs. It's a stark visual contrast to the ordered, respectful camps of the Comanche. This entire sequence is a masterclass in tension building. Naru, ever resourceful, manages to escape her bonds, using her small axe to saw through the rope in a desperate bid for freedom. The sound of the rough rope fraying, the quiet grunts of exertion, amplify the suspense. However, her escape attempt is interrupted by an even greater horror. The predator arrives at the trapper's camp. The alien hunter isn't interested in the trapper's furs or their possessions. It's interested in the challenge they might present. It begins its gruesome hunt, a methodical slaughter. The trappers, with their primitive firearms, muzzle-loading rifles that take precious seconds to reload, are utterly unprepared for an invisible enemy. The sounds of their screams, the frantic fumbling for ammunition, the heavy thuds as bodies drop, the sickening squelch of blood, and the distinct guttural roars and clicks of the predator fill the night. The predator uses its net gun, a truly terrifying piece of tech that unleashes a super strong, razor-sharp net, constricting around its victims, slicing through flesh with horrific ease. The desperate pleas, the agonizing cries, and the gurgling sounds as the net tightens are all described in visceral detail. The predator revels in the chaos, observing their futile struggles, its thermal vision undoubtedly highlighting every surge of fear and adrenaline. It's a truly devastating sequence, showcasing the predator's sheer power and its complete indifference to human life, viewing them merely as potential trophies. One of the trappers even tries to use his dog to distract the predator, only for the poor animal to meet a swift and brutal end, a sickening crack of bones echoing through the forest. It makes you wonder who the real monster is sometimes, doesn't it? Naru, observing from a hidden vantage point, gains invaluable insight into the predator's capabilities, and more importantly, its weaknesses. She notices how it uses its vision mode, the subtle tells when it recharges its energy, and the way it seems to disregard anything it perceives as not a threat. This is the heart of the world-building focus. Naru isn't just a brute force fighter, she's an intellectual, a strategist, using her knowledge of the predator's own rules against it. She learns that the skull on the predator's arm, when removed, can redirect its plasma bolts, turning its own weapon against itself. That's some serious quick thinking under pressure. She uses the environment to her advantage, covering herself in mud to obscure her heat signature, much like a certain other classic predator protagonist. The tactile sensation of the thick, cold mud coating her skin, the damp earth beneath her, becomes her shield, her camouflage, her lifeline. In a desperate turn of events, Naru is recaptured by the surviving trappers. This time, they plan to use her as bait, a sacrifice to lure out the creature that has decimated their ranks. They tie her to a tree, a cruel, cold act, leaving her vulnerable. But Naru is far from defeated. She recalls an earlier moment where she used a certain flower, a powerful pain reliever, to numb the wound of a fellow hunter. This knowledge now becomes her unlikely weapon. She chews the flower, its bitter taste filling her mouth, and spits the potent sap onto a trapper's fresh leg wound. The man, writhing in agony, is temporarily incapacitated, giving her a small window of opportunity. This small detail, recalling her feeling expertise, truly rounds out her character. As the predator approaches, drawn by the commotion and the visible heat signatures of the trapped humans, Naru launches her ingenious plan. She uses the trapper, still half-conscious and screaming, as a distraction. The predator, ever focused on the biggest, most obvious threat, engages the trapper, allowing Naru to make her final, desperate move. The sounds of the trapper's final struggles, mixed with the chilling clicks and growls of the predator, create a symphony of terror. Naru frees herself, a blur of motion, using her agility and intimate knowledge of the forest to outmaneuver the lumbering but technologically superior alien. The climactic showdown is a masterful blend of primal survival and tactical brilliance. Naru leads the predator through the familiar landscape of the forest, guiding it towards a carefully laid trap, a bog, a natural pit she discovered earlier. She uses the terrain itself as a weapon, blurring the lines between nature and cunning. The soft, squelching sounds of the bog, the snapping of twigs underfoot, the heavy breathing of Naru, all contribute to the immersive atmosphere. The predator, with its heavy armor and advanced tech, struggles in the treacherous mud, its movements hampered, its agility compromised. The mud, like a primal curse, strips away its technological advantage, forcing it to fight on more equal terms. Naru then reclaims her axe, the very weapon she'd practiced with tirelessly, and engages the predator in a brutal hand-to-hand struggle. The metallic clang of her axe against its armored gauntlet, the sharp hiss of the predator's air mask, the grunts of exertion from both combatants, are all amplified in the quiet solitude of the forest. She is swift, agile, and utterly fearless, driven by a fierce determination to protect her people and avenge her fallen brother. The predator, injured and enraged, lets out a series of guttural roars, a primal sound of fury, its thermal vision flickering as its systems are damaged. In the final defining move, Naru demonstrates the full extent of her cunning. She deliberately positions herself so the predator will fire its plasma caster. She uses the unique aiming mechanism of the predator's skull, detached earlier, to redirect the plasma bolt. The searing blue energy, instead of striking her, ricochets, a blinding flash of light and a deafening crackle, hitting the predator square in the head. The force of the impact, the sickening sound of bone and technology shattering, is immense. The predator stumbles, its movements becoming erratic, its cries turning into gurgling, strangled sounds as its life force drains away. It collapses into the bog, its form slowly sinking, disappearing beneath the murky waters, leaving only a few bubbles and a lingering sense of victory and relief. It's a moment of profound silence after the cacophony, a stillness that carries the weight of an epic struggle. Naru emerges, covered in mud and blood, but victorious, having bested a creature that was by all accounts unbeatable. It's like beating a supercomputer at chess using nothing but a really clever rock. Naru returns to her tribe, not just with her Kutamiya, but with the severed head of the predator, a gruesome but undeniable trophy. The sight of the alien skull, its grotesque features and advanced technology, a stark contrast to the natural world, sends a ripple of shock and awe through the Comanche camp. The warriors who once dismissed her now look at her with profound respect, acknowledging her courage, her skill, and her undeniable strength. She has proven herself beyond any doubt, not just as a hunter, but as a protector, a leader, a legend in the making. She hands the pistol she retrieved from the choppers, a strange and powerful weapon, to her chief, a symbol of the new and unknown threats that may now face them, and a testament to her unique capabilities. The weight of the moment is palpable, a quiet understanding passing between Naru and her people. The final scenes of the movie, as Naru looks out over the vast plains, suggest a new chapter for her and her tribe. She has found her place, not by conforming, but by forging her own path, by embracing her unique gifts, and by protecting her community in a way no one else could. The sun sets, painting the sky in fiery hues, a stark reminder of the celestial serpent that brought such terror, but also brought forth such extraordinary courage. As the sun sets over the vast plains, casting long, peaceful shadows, Naru stands tall, a beacon of resilience and ingenuity. Her journey from overlooked healer to legendary hunter is a testament to the power of self-belief and the wisdom gleaned from the natural world. It reminds us that true strength isn't always about brute force or advanced technology, but about adaptation, understanding, and the unwavering spirit that refuses to yield. Her triumph over the ultimate predator is a powerful echo of humanity's enduring capacity to overcome seemingly insurmountable challenges, proving that even against the most formidable of foes, an observant mind and a courageous heart can prevail. Prey revitalized a classic franchise by bringing it back to basics, creating a lean, mean, tension-filled survival story. Its focus on Naru's ingenuity and the contrast between primal survival and advanced tech makes it a standout. What did you think of Naru's tactical brilliance against the predator's tech?